everyone, this is Susie with Creative Cafe, and I'm going to show you how to make the basic little purse album, just the covers and then the inserts. I hope that the lighting is okay. It looks like I have a lot of shadows, so anyway, I'm going to try this, and I'll probably do this video in two parts. So if you haven't seen the little mini, of course you can just catch it on YouTube, but here's kind of what it looks like. But we're going to make the basic purse and then the inserts. So here we go. Now you'll want to use a sturdy cardstock for this. You can use 12 by 12 or 8.5 by 11 to make your covers and your inserts. So you'll want some 12 by 12. It takes 2 pieces of the 12 by 12 for your little purse handles, unless you want them a little shorter, and then you can go ahead and go with 11.5. So for the basic purse, you're going to want to make 2 of these that I'm getting ready to make, and this is kind of what it looks like. So what I did was I simply took, and on my 11.5 inch or 11 inch side, I'm sorry, it's 8.5 by 11, what I have done is I'm going to measure over 9 inches. So if you get your ruler and just mark it over 9 inches, and then kind of do it down here, 9 inches, and then you're going to want to go up 1 7/8 inches. And the 7/8 is just your little line on the ruler before the 2. You've got like your 1 3/4 inches, and then your 2 inches, and the line in between is your 7/8. So I just kind of go ahead and draw my line there, and then draw my mark up there for the 1 7/8. So it just kind of looks like that. Just go ahead and draw that out. Okay, then you want to find the middle of your 9 inches. So the middle of the 9 inches, of course, is 4.5. So just mark it right at 4.5. And then up here, let's see, I got to think how I did this. So up here, you want to go ahead, let's go ahead and just kind of line it there. What you're going to want to do is mark your center, which was the 4.5, and I hope I'm not getting out of the camera here, which is the 4.5. Let's draw a line up right there for my center. Okay, then I really didn't need this line here. I'm going to erase it. Just mark your center line up at your 4.5 mark. Then at the top, because it gets smaller at the top has to be 7 inches. So if you'll take your ruler and go 3.5 inches, just kind of line up 3.5 inches here on this center mark, and just mark here and mark it 7, and then that gives you 7 inches at the top. Okay, once you have that done, what you're going to want to do is take your ruler once again, and you're just going to want to make a line that goes from this line here to where you marked it for your 7 inches there. Okay, and then you're going to want to do the same thing here. Just take your ruler and just kind of bring it right there on the corner. Okay, and just bring it up. So that's what it looks like. Now you've got your bottom part being 9 inches and your top part being 7 inches. Okay, now what you're going to want to do, once you get, and if you use a black cardstock, you can see your pencil on it, so you won't have any trouble. Okay, then what you want to do is go ahead and cut your purse out. Now here's what I do. I lay my line that I have made with my pencil and just chop it off like so. Okay, so then you have this here. This is basically what you have. Now to be able to cut your angles, here is what I do. I set my pencil mark right in the crease where I can see where I'm going to cut. And if you have one of these that has the little bands on it, this Fiscus that has the little wire band, it's real easy to see that. But if you don't, just line it up in this crease where you're going to cut. And then what you want to do is just cut it at an angle. And it just kind of slices it off. And then I did the same thing here, only you're just going upside down. Okay, and I just line it up. Of course I have the wire, so I can line it up with the wire, but if you don't have the wire, just line it up where you can see it's going to cut, and then just cut it. Okay, and then that gives you the basic of your purse. Okay, then put my scoring blade in. You're going to want to score this. Now this is to eliminate the raw edges, and I use this ever since I've seen Kathy Orta do it. It eliminates the raw edges and I love it. So what I do is I bring it over, and I'm using this side of my cutter now. So I bring it over a 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to score up to my line. And you know, I just don't go with my handy bone folder. It just makes it better. Okay, and I've scored it a 1/2 inch. Now I'm doing the same thing here. I'm going to take where this here is where I just made my score line, and I'm going to bring the whole thing at an angle over here at my 1/2 inch mark. And I hope you can see that. I'm going to turn this a little bit. What I have done is I've just took my angle and put it on the 1/2 inch over here. And just, it's straight on the line, but it's at an angle. Okay, then I'm going to take my bone folder and just go to the straight part. So now I have my score line here, and then I have an angled score line. And then my top, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to line it up straight over here, stick it in there, and I'm going to score it a 1/2 inch. Okay, it's hard to do not facing it towards you. Okay, and this is the same way. I'm going to use the top of it now. Here, I'm going to bring it over a 1/2 inch. Okay, and this is just on my bottom part here, and all I'm doing is taking it from here to here, and then I'm going to set it at an angle. Well, it's actually straight on your line, but it's at an angle as you look at it. And I'm going to set it in there, and then I score it, and I'm going to turn this to me a little bit here, and then I score it a 1/2 inch. Okay, and so anyway, this is what I have. I have all my score lines, and I hope that you can see that in the thing there. Now the bottom you won't need to score, just up your straight sides here and then your angled sides. Okay, and you're going to need 2 of those, so you'll want to cut them just identical, or cut them and score them identical to that. Okay, then once that you have that, I got to find my scissors here real quick. Okay, once you've done that, what you'll want to do is cut on your scored lines, and then I put just a little bit of an angle there and get that out of there, because I find it hard to when I go to make my purse, that really needs to be cut out of there. And then I went ahead and just cut these little pieces here out. Okay, you're just going from score line to score line is what you're doing, just like that. Okay, you're going to want one cut like this, and then you're going to, on your other one, you're marking it the same way, you're scoring it the same way. The only thing you're doing different is you're going to cut out these little pieces here, right here, and you can see I still went and angled this just like I did here. And then you're going to cut out these the same. So the only thing you're doing different on the second one is you're going to take those little things out. Okay? Now, once you've got that done, you're going to want to take and you're going to want to cut you a piece, and you can use your scrap. You'll have plenty of scrap to do that with. And what I have done is I've cut 1 3/4 inches wide by 7 3/4 long. Okay? And then I have took and marked with my ruler every 1/4 inch, and all I did was just take my ruler. Well, I guess I should tell you though first, you want to bring it in 7/8 inch in and mark it on both sides. You're going to come in 7/8 inch on each end, and 7/8 is just the line between your inch or your 3/4 inch and your inch. It's just the little line in between, and go ahead and mark it going in. Okay, then I took my ruler and all I have done is marked it 1/4 inch all the way down it, and then marked it 1/4 inch just like that, and then I drew my lines straight. I just took my ruler and drew my lines to make them straight across, and that will help you for when you need to put your inserts in. Okay, so once you have that made, you're ready to go on your basic part of your book. So go ahead and take, now I use sticky strip is what I did, and I just simply took my sticky strip so that it would stay nice and in. Okay, and went ahead and put them down, and this really won't matter. A little particular, I should have went the same way. I like to go the same way. Let's do it this way. This might look a little better. Let's put them under there. Okay, just like that with the sticky strip. Just take and crease that up like that, and do the same thing on your other one. Bring these in. Now don't do anything with these little flaps yet here. Just don't stick them down yet. But you can go ahead and stick your other ones down, and like I said, I did use sticky strips. So okay, and once you have them down, there's that. Then before you place these together, it might be easier to go ahead and get your paper. Just scrap, if that's what you've got, will be fine. Let me see if I've, here we go. Now, we're going to be covering this, so what you want to do is, oh, I should have told you to score that too in the middle, and I didn't. But when you've got your trimmer out, take and score this line right here that you've made right here. Okay, just take and score this line because it needs to come up too. Okay, so there we are, and then it's all scored. So what you're going to want to do, I've lost what I was telling you. Okay, because we're going to cover that inside part, the best way to make your pattern for that is just to simply take this here and kind of line it up just like that. And you can see I'm just coming right at the edge here and at the edge here, which is okay because you're going to trim it smaller anyway. So okay, go ahead and draw that out and just set it aside. You'll need 2 of those too. Okay, once you've done that, then you're ready to attach your 2 cover pieces. Now, like I said, I use sticky strip because I like mine to be nice and sturdy. And also, if you want to, now you can try it first, but I'm going to go ahead and cut this down just a little. It'll never be seen. And I'm going to go ahead and like I said, I would use sticky strip, just, you know, just a couple of pieces there. And then you want to go ahead, and all you're doing is placing this inside the score lines there where the flap is. So I'm going to kind of like that. And once you have that pressed down, then this is where I went ahead and stuck these down. And all that does is just kind of keep it together. Okay, and you can see your purse is coming together now. And then take your piece that you have marked, and you're just going to stick it right in there. And all I did was just kind of center it. And I did use sticky strip on this too, because your inserts are actually going to hook to this, so you don't want this to be loose. And this just sets in there, and I just kind of center it, you know, on both sides there, that I have the same amount. And anyway, it's going to set just like that. And there is your basic book. And then I'll show you the rest in part 2.